You already know. All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Brothers of Legacy. We are in the building. We are here. My
With the
brother
red
Terry. Ooh, I got it right the first time. Terry on my left, right under me is
All I
the
gotta do is this.
is right is the guest family member Ephraim in the building.
What
He
it
goes.
do?
He's that dude that come in the house. He knocks and let you know he's coming, but he
Yeah,
still goes in the refrigerator without having to ask you anymore.
I'm
So,
bro man.
bro, we're right. Come in.
Real close.
So we appreciate you guys rocking with us. We're going to talk about everything that's happened this week, from
Oh God.
agendas to
Yeah.
COVID to the debate. Of course, Lisa in the building. Great morning to you.
Hey, Lisa.
It's Friday. This is when we like to joke and have some fun. It's not going to be as serious. Greetings, Mama McCory. Great
Yeah.
morning to
Hey,
you.
Before
All
we
right.
get started,
Yes.
can we sing to Lisa real quick?
Sing to Lisa.
Yeah. If you know the words of the Golden Girls theme song, just
Thank
jump
you for
on
being
it.
friend.
Yeah. So Lisa, thank you for being a friend.
hey.
When
Oh,
did that start? Who started that?
Man,
There
it
was a
was
guy
some
that went.
random guy,
There's a
man.
random guy. He went viral about 3 or 4 years ago. Doing that.
Yeah,
Oh
like
wow! Because when I
I got
see
a
Yeah.
wig on and everything. He killed
Yeah.
it though.
He digged it.
that,
He said he threw a party and invited everyone. That's a word.
Yeah.
all right, gentlemen, let's get into it.
All right.
I didn't want to catch that.
morning.
Good morning. Good
Good
morning. Good morning. Ooh, welcome to another edition of Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. What's up, everybody? Let's see. Yeah,
Lee's back in the building.
in the building. In the building. All
Well,
right.
the first item up for bids, good sir.
What is it?
The debate from
Of
last night.
course.
If you guys missed it, I hope you guys saw it.
Sir, you're on the wrong side of the screen.
Want to pay us
One about
Good morning.
like we always tell Dwayne. But
All
I
right.
don't know what you do about this time.
do you stay doing it?
All right. So, what do we think? What's our thoughts?
I
uh,
I was not gonna watch it
Okay.
at first. I saw the ads and I was like, let me pull up my wife's iPad real quick and take a look at it. And so I watched it. It was the most take. Now they should have been doing this. They did that the first debate, mutant mics and all that jazz.
Right.
It was well tamed. Donald Trump
Okay.
was Donald Trump
Right.
taking his low cut jabs,
yeah.
low key, in the second breath. The best part of the debate for me was when Joe Biden looked at Donald Trump and said, "You know who you running against? You running against Joe Biden. I beat everybody else to get here." You know, and so for me, that was like, man, you know who you talking? You know who you talking to? I think Joe was a lot tougher. He was very firm. He was very,
Right.
and but also I didn't know that Joe had a stutter,
Yeah.
and it
But
was
it only hurts him in debates, you know.
yeah, and it was evident in the debate last night. I was like, oh, it is, because those iPads had really good clarity. You could see his lip quiver when
Yeah.
he was stuttering, but it was a very good debate. Donald
Okay.
Trump didn't answer a lot of questions. I was watching the CNN analysis after,
Right.
and they have my man to do all the fact checking.
Right. Right. Right.
And
Jake.
yeah, no, Jay Tapper, it was David Dale somebody. But anyways, um,
Oh, the stammering hurt though. Right.
it did hurt. It did hurt. I was like, ooh, but he still. I mean, it was painful. Some
Yeah.
parts of it were painful to watch.
Right.
Like, come on, Joe, get it out. You know what I'm saying? You got a
Right.
great point. Get it out.
Right.
Um, but Donald Trump, being Donald Trump, won't answer any questions. He deflecting. He's talking about some old. Kept talking about China. And, man, We know it. We know it came
It's
from.
China virus.
He wants y'all to know that came from China. That ain't got nothing to do with me.
It's China's fault. It's not Joe's fault either, but it's mine.
He gonna keep pushing that. It's the China virus. I think
Get
he's
outta
trying to
here.
get that name to stick.
Kung flu was what he
The
called
Kung
it.
flu.
Kung Fu labor.
Only Trump could say that. You know, he did
Holy
hit
moly.
Biden a couple times with the crime bill.
Right.
Yeah, he did.
And I thought he made like some really good jabs, if you will, like with he kept telling them, like, especially towards the end, okay, why haven't you done it? You know what I mean? He tried to play
he
them
did
as
hit him
this
with that.
career politician kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And his fan base loves that. Like, they love the fact that he's unorthodox. They love the fact that he's not a
Right.
politician, because remember, he's supposed to be clearing the swamp. So he ate him up a couple times on that.
He did.
And Joe, but you know, I really thought about it. Like, what could you really say? Like, you signed a bill that didn't work. Now you want to be our president, but at least he apologized, I guess. You know, I'm not, and to all the brothers locked up, I'm not saying that make it better, but I'm just saying that's more than Trump would have done. Is all I'm saying.
Right.
So yeah, a lot of stuff hurt him last night, but it's still the same thing as the first one, man. He didn't lose a voter, and he didn't gain one. I'm telling you, with Trump. Now, I like the Mitt Romney and the second Mitt Romney and President Obama debate. That was a good debate.
Yeah.
But this one, man, like, I'm telling you, Elizabeth Warren or Bernie Sanders, like that's the only ones I really felt could have just really debated Trump. But they would have gave it to him. It's a fight.
And he let Joe know it too. And he was like, you know, you got the nominations, you know, very luckily, by the way. I mean, we talk about we the kings of petty.
Yeah.
Me and Sam, that's our main joke between me and Sam. We the king and queen of petty. But no, Donald Trump he was like, he said, you know, you got the nomination.
Right.
Very, very luckily, by the way. I mean, it just it was the way he said it. It was like, come on.
Yeah.
Come on, DJ. You know better.
And y'all heard the shot at the Mexicans again.
Oh man,
the low IQ and the, you know what I'm saying? Like,
then he gonna say, I really hate to say this, but the ones with the low IQ, get out of here, man.
You know it's coming when they say
it's coming.
That's like with all due respect.
All due respect, you stupid. Yeah,
I love your mama now, by the way. Like, wait a minute.
I love your mama.
Coming next.
I love your mama. But then, but when he got to the subject of the kids in detention camps, this man showed absolutely no compassion.
None.
Yeah.
And
I thought he said good. My wife.
He did say good. He did say it.
But I thought I heard him say good.
He did.
I'm sure
you sure did.
We're gonna get the analysis of that. Someone gonna slow that down eventually.
Yeah.
You know, someone gonna record that.
Roll that beautiful bean footage and play it back slowly.
I will give Joe props. He finally talked, when he was like, let's talk about back in the day, you and the crime bill. He was like, let's talk about you and the Central Park 6, like let's talk about what you put, where your stance was on crime and minorities and things of that nature. Like, so you were not clean either,
Right. Prepared him.
So
I can't think about that. Is that this man took out a full page ad? I remember that.
Right.
And he wanted to give these dudes the death penalty for something they didn't do, man.
But when Trump was like, "But who built the cages? Who built the cages?" he kept beating that like that horse. Like, come on, bro. Right. But Joe had mentioned eloquently another time. He was like, when he apologized one of the times about the crime bill, he was like, it had intention, but it wasn't up to us for its implementation. That was based on the states.
Yeah. Exactly.
So he did parlay that. He was like, it had an intention, but it was about the states, how they interpreted it.
Right. And he did come back on them with to try to defend Obama and all of them. Like, they did. And Trump would deny it. He believes he has been the most fought against president ever, but they fought Obama, man. I'm telling you. And they have a Republican House, and like they fought him tooth and nail. So anything the Obama administration got through was like kudos, because like they fought him too. I mean, y'all remember when he gave the State of the Union speech and they called him a liar in the middle of the speech? Like, he
Like,
faced disrespect that Trump not facing.
right,
Yeah.
right. Listen, I remember the picture when he went to, I think it was Russia, and he shook one person's hand, and then everybody else wouldn't shake his hand.
Mm.
I remember that. Like he dealt with a lot of disrespect. You know, a lot of
He
Trump.
did.
Any backlash from Trump is like, dude, you caused that.
Yeah, yeah.
You-
Trump,
the media doesn't like
Yeah,
me
he-
yet because you always talking junk about him. Like,
yeah,
I think
yeah.
Fox is now
You
turning
shouldn't
on
have
you.
been talking smack.
They don't
Yeah.
even, you know, like,
If he loses, I'm very curious to see how Fox is going to handle Trump.
oh,
Because it's in their interest, because you got Fox has to run with the Republican president. They
Yeah.
have to.
They have to.
But like the only people that really like him are like the Proud Boys. You know what I'm saying? Like I think Fox is like, I'm only dealing with you because I have to. Because if
Right.
he loses, they
mean,
coming for him.
I feel like when it comes to like news organizations and opinion people, like, you know, like the Rush Limbaughs and things like that, to me, I feel like when they lose, it's better financially because now I got so much more to talk about. Now I can talk about Joe. I can go on the attack mode. Like right now, they're more like attack but defensive because I got to defend this dude and try to attack Joe at the same time. But if they lose, you know, the White House, and then if when midterm comes, because normally it's going to probably flip back to Dems, you know, and they're going to run everything. So now if they run everything, oh yeah, I can just talk junk the whole time. Look at what they're doing. Look at it. You know, just go down the list of all the stuff that they're doing, make some stuff. You know, I think it's more fun when they lose because I can just, you know, it's all a fraud. You know, just go down the list and it's just, oh yeah, it's going to be great times. Because I remember a lot of the talk shows had gotten huge raises, you know, after Obama was in office, you know, got renewed contracts, big raises, you know, because everybody likes drama.
Yeah.
Everybody likes drama. Nobody really likes a solution. I don't want a solution. I want drama.
Yeah.
You know.
That's what's most well. Drama is better. What's up, Tyson? Drama is easier to sell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The real stuff. But,
And I mean, Harvard president got to go, but they are going to miss. I mean, Trump just gave the media anything they wanted, man. Like this guy is a walking headline.
Right.
Everything he says is ridiculous,
right?
A lie, and entertaining. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's giving work to comedians. They're gonna be joking about this stuff for years.
Yeah.
Saturday night has been
he's definitely buzzworthy. That's for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
And before we move on, they were talking about his tweets are going to be, you know, in the President Museum. You know,
wow.
All this, you know, because think about all the stuff he said on Twitter. You know, this is going to be an interesting historical perspective, especially years to come.
Yeah.
So, so I want to move on to, if we can, move on to the next one.
This one here.
If you are a parent and this happened to you,
you ready?
Your baby girl, yeah, run that.
All right.
Let me get that.
If you've not seen this,
I don't know if you guys can help. You guys can hear it, but
she's so happy.
Yes.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Oh.
She said every cuss word she knew how to say.
Right.
You know, look at that. Look how she's smiling.
Look at right. Like I did it, and she mad.
So I want the people to know that's a word from God right there. When the
Say
enemy,
a word, Brother Terry.
When the enemy blow out your birthday cake, you have to keep going.
You have to right.
I hate this. Oh, wait.
Oh, man.
Wait. All that stuff going on. All right. Yeah. When the enemy blow out your birthday cake, you got to keep moving.
You got to keep moving.
That's it.
When the enemy give you a stupid look like that.
You said that's where the candidates got their tactic.
But it was crazy. I wish that was my man.
That was ridiculous.
Thanks for sharing, Michael.
And thank you. And she then the little girl was just like, whatever.
Right. Yep.
Right.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah, I did it.
Right. I did it.
I don't know if somebody blew out T-Day's birthday candles.
That'd be man.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna take several issues with that. And,
but see, first off, you got to have that parental eye that you see something coming.
Yeah.
She was like, oh yeah, I'm
I'm
about
finna
to
get
get
this.
this. I'm about to get this.
I'm finna
I
get
wish they would
viral.
let it play through because it looks like the mom was about to straighten the little girl for fighting her.
Right.
But I think she was right to fight her in that moment.
Yeah.
And I got another word from the Lord. It be the ones closest to you that be trying to blow your light out.
Right.
And I'm trying to tell you, man.
Oh God, say that, boy.
And like what
I
you
feel
know,
that deep down in my shondo.
when
Come on.
you got people right there by you, man. People
Right.
really like she's technically there to celebrate you,
Right.
but she was mad the whole time.
The whole
So
time.
you got
Right.
to watch them folk, man.
I'm
Right.
trying to tell you.
That little girl was
I'm
happy when she was mad
I'm
Right.
telling you, they smile in your face
all the time, bro.
all the while trying to take your place.
Yeah.
Them
That make no
backstabbers.
sense, man.
But you
Why
can't
y'all
listen.
think that went? Why y'all think that went viral? For the girl who blew out the candle, or for the reaction?
The reaction. The reaction. Because she just blew it out and looked at her. She,
Yeah,
you know,
because
she might have been a meme, but yeah, her reaction was it you know, it's a reaction that most of us feel.
yeah,
You know, like you said, when someone blows your candle out, that's what you want to do. You just want to grab them by the hair and just kind of bang on them.
yeah.
But if you look at the girl who blew out the candle's face, you know, she still was smiling like,
Yeah.
I got you. And I
She
think
must owe her money or something. Because that's
right.
Something going on behind it.
yeah, it's something behind the scenes popping.
When you get over there, you blow her candle out. Like,
And
her
it felt
mama owe me $10.
right, trying to blow your candle out. But when they do, you
gotta
can't
keep
react in the flesh.
Yeah, can't be in your flesh.
Yeah.
Can't react.
Doesn't work out.
I mean, and it's rough.
Yeah,
But you can't, you know,
because that's a 3-year-old. That shows you it's just a natural reaction.
Right.
yeah.
That baby did not wake up that morning and say, "I'm supposed to slap me somebody today."
right.
It just came out.
Show your shine. Exactly.
Yeah, you just
That's
want to
right,
steal your
that's
shine.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It went
People
People
viral.
love to
Right.
see you make it, but they hate the fact that you got it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
right.
like, let's go, black people. Oh, why he got to have it? Like, wait a minute. I
Yeah.
thought we was going for me for a second.
Right. You know, and it's so segueing a little bit. It's funny that we talk about someone creating something and stealing your shine or not wanting to work together. I was watching, you know, and me and Sam been kind of following this Ice Cube thing. Like, so everything like he's been on, we've been watching, you know, like honestly looking to see how he's explaining and talking, you know, and he was on the Fox Soul, the Sisters program.
Oh, Lisa Ray and them?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
I saw a screenshot.
oh yeah. Well, yeah. Oh, about the faces. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, first off, Vivica Fox just I don't know if she just didn't like him, but she was on the attack mode. Like, you know, like when you're in the conversation, you know somebody like, but let me ask you this. He's like, oh man, you ain't trying to get the positive. You just want to row, you know. And you know, she made some good points. Lisa Ray, as you know, they've known each other from way back when, and they still cool. So she was kind of like trying to put him in the best light possible. But you know, when they started, she kind of like stood back, just like
because she knew it was coming.
Yeah, she knew it was coming because I'm
she
sure
saw
they
the train coming.
prior to, of course, you know, like we would prior to the conversation with him, and you know where everybody stands. Like, all right, I'm just stand back because I can't.
He must have an album coming out or something.
Cube on clips, like it was good. All right, but it what was I getting? Okay, so supposedly it was one of the ladies she's connected to the Democrat Party or whatever. They're having a meeting, and he was asked to come on a Zoom call with Vice President candidate Kamala Harris and some other like what's his name, Mike, Killer Mike, and like 2 or 3 other well-known artists. And he didn't want to come on there because he felt like, in a sense, in my mind, that it wasn't going to be about his agenda.
Yeah, that's the last thing people talking about right now.
Yeah, nobody cares.
Right.
Like, Cube, explain yourself, not your agenda.
Right. So, because he didn't say he had another conversation, a 45-minute conversation with someone from the Democrat Party, and they talked 45 minutes, and his agenda never came up. I mean, not sure what he talked about, what they discussed or whatever, but he said his agenda never came up. My thing is this about the agenda or having your face on something?
What do you mean, like attention face on something?
Yeah, so this would be like Ice Cube.
For Cube, nah.
Save the day.
50? Yes. I've never seen 50 and Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne, I remember the year he won Best Rap Artist and then put out an album. Like like he stayed relevant. 50 really don't be dropping no music, but he's always in the conversation. So his comments, the whole tax thing, I think he did that just to be like in the news.
He's a troll.
Ice Cube, he was the first troll.
Yeah, 50
Ice Cube don't strike me as attention. Like
Attention,
Cube might be dead wrong, but he out there trying to be as legit as possible.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I got you. But do you think he wants his name associated with it, or would he be fine just kind of playing something that just gets created?
Again, if it's 50 Cent, yes.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I know
Cube, I don't know about Cube.
but maybe
Cube seem real low key. Like he don't seem like he really
wants
the celebrity life.
Right.
Like all Cube celebrity, I think he uses just to to build his wealth. He's low key trying to be like this movie mogul guy and all that.
Right.
Yeah.
But he doesn't seem like he big on the limelight. You don't see him at a lot of award shows or red carpet events.
But you know what, Cube though, is that you really can't tell by looking at him what he's thinking, because he's got RBL the whole time.
You take a 90s clip and a clip now, Cube looks exactly the same. Like, the same facial features, everything. Like, I don't even know if I really heard Ice Cube laugh before.
Yeah,
I just see one straight face the whole time.
He's had moments he smiled in his movies.
I think the end was the third Friday after next. I think he might have smiled. Yeah,
he's got that scowl going on.
He said he does. I agree. Tyson.
But all of this has got lost. The agenda is lost. That's out the window right now.
I don't know.
Cuba's on an apology tour right now.
That's exactly what he's doing.
Just right now. Right now, I think after the election, we can get back to it. From what I heard, Cube didn't write. No, he never said that. He never said he did.
He didn't write it.
He had people around him help put it together. He said I had experts and people involved. What up, Pastor?
And no pressure on that. If you got an album and you call yourself an artist, a rap artist, I want you to write your lyrics. But if you try to make a plan for 43 million black people, I don't want you to come up with that by yourself in the basement somewhere. Like, get some people. I have no problem with him having people to help him write that. That's cool.
Right.
What's up, Dwayne? I didn't see you pop in.
What's going on?
D Goody.
All types of technical difficulties, but it's all love.
So that's the shelf behind you.
Yes,
I
know. I see the
shelf.
Gotcha.
No, but I think people. The reason he's on the apology tour, if you will, is because people are fickle. People are fickle. And right now he's trying to do damage control within our community because we're quick to cancel people because we have become so reactionary that when we start to become proactive, people don't know how to deal with stuff. It's like Mike Tyson said, everybody has a plan until you get punched in the face.
Right. Yeah.
And this is what we're dealing with right now. I mean, he put out a good plan. He got punched in the face, and now people are scared.
But real quick, do you think? Because I've been thinking, like, if he just came out, first interview was like, "Yo, I may have jumped the gun with my Twitter, with my post. No, I'm not for Trump.
Yeah,
working with me, and I apologize for what it looks like."
Absolutely, the community loves Cube.
Died down. I mean, for me, I would have been.
Let's take him back. The community loves Cube. Like we like Cube, we like Denzel, we like our sports people. You know what I'm saying? So like, we'll welcome you back, but I think he should stop talking.
I think his publicist stepped on something. Yeah, I hope it's his publicist and not him. If it's him, you know what? We're all human. We all err. But at the same time, the same way I say about presidents, well, I don't say about Trump no more because he don't care what other people say. But you need to have, the Bible says it best. In the multitude of counsel, there is safety.
Yeah.
And I think even when our intentions are great, when we do it of our own volition and we don't consult counsel and we move on our own without our team, then this is when these type issues occur.
Right.
Did it come out very late to anybody else? Like, doesn't it feel like we should have heard about this agenda a
Well,
little bit early?
it was out.
Like when? Like,
Uh,
why is it? Why are we
a
hearing
few
about it
months, I
now?
think around August, because I know we talked about it. Check out
We did a show on it
Yeah.
day after. We did a show on it the day after it came out.
the day it came out. Day after it came out, we did a show about it.
So it's been at least 45 days.
So what's the late controversy all about?
Oh,
Sitting
it's
there like
the
10
tweet.
plus days.
The tweet. It's the tweet.
Okay, it's just a tweet.
Yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't
It was
about
a tweet
saying-
that-
it wasn't about
yeah.
him talking to Trump. It's just the tweet that he was like, "Yo, Trump came to see me. The Dems didn't want to see me." You know, like kind of like, okay, so we're promoting Trump. You know, because it was just what the tweet kind of looked like.
I think what it was, in all honesty, he's giving an honest assessment or
Right.
update as far as this is who we reached out to, this is who reached back, this is who didn't reach back, and
Right.
now it was taken out of context into hey, it's like the Republicans they vibing with us on this. So,
Yeah.
Right.
but he never said any of that.
Yeah. What's up, Pastor? Great morning to you.
Morning.
Morning, preacher.
It's one of those, huh?
I'm just listening, man, because you guys have been 12 places already. I was mad
Right.
because I was having technical difficulties also.
Oh,
But I also believe. Remember when we talked about this madness surrounding Ice Cube? You get excited when power speaks, when you
Right.
make the connection, and I think it was more important for Cube to let the world know that he had made contact
right.
than it was really having something to say.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
like, man, this steak is off the chain, but you haven't tasted it yet. It's not done.
Right.
You're putting the cart before the horse. You're telling everybody I made contact, but you don't have a resolution. You don't
Yeah.
have an agreement, nothing on paper. There's no commitments being made.
Yeah.
So it was all about making I want everybody to know Trump responded.
Right. Which
Right.
means nothing.
Right.
Means nothing. And so you put yourself in harm's way because you got too excited about making contact.
Right.
Forgetting that Trump is an entertainer and this is entertainment for him.
Right. That's good right there. That's good.
Yeah, Trump doesn't respond to politicians. He does respond to entertainers.
That's funny. Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Right.
He's an entertainer.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah.
He said the controversy is the fact that people link Cube aligning himself with Trump. The thing is, we shouldn't talk with the GOP. Period. Wrong thinking, but it is. I don't agree with that.
I don't know. We always got to be willing to have a conversation.
Yeah. I
don't know.
I mean,
It depends on the nature of the conversation. You remember
Right.
when all the
I'm not-
preachers went to go visit Trump?
right.
I don't think that was a good move. I don't think it was they weren't going to go there, but for anything but a photo op. They went there, introduced themselves, and it was over.
At the same time, we really don't know what their individual agendas was. He getting past it. That's messed up. And look, right as you come back past it, he gonna take pictures of you like we're
You
the
say
seventh grade.
you saw Pastor Frozen?
It's-
He gonna
it's-
put some
you
lotion
said
on
he
your
had
forehead.
some technical difficulties.
Yeah, I got issues this morning, man.
I might be next, Pastor.
You good now?
No, but I literally think that when it comes to this, I think we're too reactionary anyway. I don't think we have to meet with people, and I think we've been meeting with people since 1865.
So did you turn down the offer?
I'm not saying turn down offers, but I'm saying it's one of those things. You in a plane, you hit some turbulence, and the cabin depressurizes. You fix your own mask and fix your own house or family first, and then you help other people. And I think that maybe we're at a point where I'm not saying become anarchists. I'm not saying start a revolution with guns and bombs, but I'm saying it's time for us to stop waiting for somebody to do something that they should be doing anyway.
But they got the power. D good. Let me ask you this: could you paint the perfect scenario of how you would be willing to meet with power? You got your agenda ready; it's already set to go. How could they say, "Hey, I really want to have a conversation with you"? What would you believe?
I would have some prerequisites. One, I would want it to be in a semi to public setting, so there is no mincing of words and there's no stuff taken out of context or sound bites that get played. Well, we tried A, B, and C, and this is the response. No, so one, we need accountability. So let's not hide behind some backwoods office that nobody's ever gonna hear about, and then a tweet comes out, and then everybody looking at me like I got like poop on my head or something. No, we need to make it accountable, and then we need to come up with a tangible plan of executing what should already be law. Like I said, if I had a day and I could get the American people, it'll be simple. It'll be question, answer, response. I don't need ideology. We don't need ideology. Ideology is nice. It's a great place to start, but we need actionable things that we can actually do. And I think that starts with what's already here. Just enforce it the way you're supposed to.
It's good, bro.
You are not going to get anything done meeting directly with Donald Trump. When one of the lessons in building relationships, when you're in a relationship with someone, you have to have some level of commonality, right? You have to agree on something. Mm-hmm. Trump does not agree with progression of minorities. So meeting with Trump is irrelevant.
Yeah.
In relationship, you have to have effective communication.
Okay.
You also have to have commitment, devotion, and you have to have loyalty. Who has Trump ever been loyal to?
Himself.
Right. So you can't make deals with a selfish-minded person.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
The only way to affect change, you got to be in the house. We have to have representation because you can only fix it from the inside out. Right. But the only way to combat the ills and the ills of what impacts us negatively in our community is through legislation.
Right.
The only way to hold Donald Trump accountable is to hold his party accountable.
Right.
So nobody from our community has met Trump on any level, in any space, and come out victoriously.
At all.
Candace Owens doesn't have a position in the cabinet.
No.
She's just entertainment.
Right.
Leave Sally him as
all these black folks, all these people that are minorities, none of them. What was the girl's name? The black girl from
the one that he fired.
The one that got kicked out.
Omarosa.
Hey,
Omarosa.
she made it in the house.
Right. She went
she was in the house.
Anybody, but she didn't last very long, did she?
No. Not at all.
He said, I tried it. I made my quota.
Yeah. So I agree that we have to come together. I agree with that wholeheartedly. But I will tell you something. Joseph, the son of Jacob, saved his family not from the prison, from the palace.
Right.
Great point.
Right.
Yep.
He was inside.
I love that song, by the way.
Yep.
Cool.
Right. And Pharaoh did not agree with Joseph's belief. But still gave him power and authority. Right. So what I'm saying is we do have to be in the house. We got to be in the house. And we cannot get that confused. If you really want a position in that house, you're going to go through hell to get there.
Because they don't want you there.
Because they don't want you there. And not even your people want you there. Remember, Joseph's own brothers wanted him dead because they didn't believe that he was. Because they wanted him dead because they believed in his dream.
Yeah. Blew out the candle on his cake.
They blew out the candle on his cake. And what happens to us, this is what happens to us. Ice Cube means well, but what happens to us, to the point about blowing the candle out on the cake, is you see somebody's opportunity and you want to spit or crap on their opportunity. That's envy.
Yeah.
That's envy. And the problem is Ice Cube should not have to apologize for somebody else's envy. Right?
Right.
It's not my fault that you envy me.
Right.
It's your fault that when you see my favor, that you shrink yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good.
You understand? Envy is not being jealous of my favor. Envy is you shrink yourself in the presence of my favor.
Right.
Like you can't get favor also.
Right.
Right. Right.
You understand? And that's what keeps us from getting to another level.
Right.
Every voice from our community gets brought down by another voice from the very same community.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
And Q got so much credit built up with the black community. Like this is nothing. This will be, I don't know, I ain't gonna say forgotten, but like
it'll blow over.
It'll blow over.
I think he just needs to take a minute and let it just blow over.
I think
he's taking a lot of interviews and probably taking interviews to kind of talk about the plan and maybe try to transition.
In our community, if Q stops talking, if he stops talking,
yeah,
the enemy will say, "We won, we got him, we put him in his place." And the next time he tries to say something, no one will pay any attention to him.
So you think it's better for him to keep talking?
I think it's important for him. It's not about continuing to talk, because sometimes you do have to know when to close your mouth, right? Yeah. But closing your mouth doesn't mean you get out of the fight.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Oh yeah.
I've learned that, you know, a lot of us get destroyed at the curve of the battlefield. We never make it to the battlefield because we get the distractions before we even get to the battlefield.
Right, that's true.
You understand?
Yeah.
A tweet here, a tweet there. Somebody put you on blast.
Right.
That's curve fighting.
Right.
But you got a larger mission. You got a larger objective on the battlefield. And a lot of us never make it to the battlefield. And I'm saying to Q, if I was to give him any encouragement, I'll say, yeah, bro, you made a mistake. You moved a little too fast. But don't get caught up on the curve. With the curve battle. What happens if you get hurt on the curve and you give up killed on the battlefield because of the injury you sustained on the curve?
Right.
But everybody, all the social media stuff, you know, that stuff will injure you, and you get out there trying to fight, and you get beat down because you're walking out there with an injury that you got on the curve. So don't waste your time with curbside fighting. Get yourself, not hold your peace when it comes to the curbside fighting, because you're going to need that energy on the battlefield.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
and we have to remember that.
You know what? Let me get some of Cole's, because he tapped a lot. So we might as well toss ourselves in the graves right now. If we want someone else to influence another method, we have to change our own surroundings and align with others who think similarly. I hear you on that, but we still need. We still got others that we have to connect with to create laws. Trump only wants to court entertainers, billionaires, politicians who have influence, and athletes. Anybody else, you just simply don't matter. The problem holding the GOP accountable is that they don't want to hold themselves accountable, because some want to jump ship and others turn a blind eye.
Yeah, they all about it.
Yes.
Well,
blessings.
On what Cole said, the GOP really wouldn't have a choice if we put them in check. But we don't put them in check. That's why they run roughshod all over the political arenas. That's
why you have to elect politicians in your local area so that you have representation.
Right.
And when they renege and when they lie to you, all right, re-election, bye-bye. I mean, so you really got to do that, because if you don't, that's how you stay in the politics for 50 years.
Right.
And not have any major legacy of real change or real work. I think with Q, we absolutely have to look. How many other people with influence, with his level of influence in our community, has stepped forward? How many?
P. Diddy.
They have stepped forward. We just don't pay them any attention.
That's true too.
No, that's why I said with his level of influence.
The problem is the only people with his level of influence from our community are entertainers, because we don't use the people that have gone to school, who have studied and done the research, right?
Have influence.
Not selling albums.
No, and that's my point.
Extreme.
He said Ice Cube didn't write this, and he had a panel of experts working on it. So And what I'm trying to ask is, you could take a Jay-Z who don't have the same thing, and I get it. He's an entertainer too. You could take somebody on that level and go out and build a team of people who actually do have the credentials. All I'm saying is nobody else of his stature has done anything to the level that he has.
I'll give you a great example.
Okay.
When George Floyd was killed, and you had people speaking in places,
right?
A lot of those crowds, right?
Right.
Remember the young lady, the young sister that was talking that gained so much, right?
With Steven Jackson.
Why did people listen to her?
She knew what she was talking about.
Because she had NBA players and Jamie Foxx standing next to her.
Gotcha.
My question to Cube is, why are you talking? Why don't you put one of our voices out there, people who have been trained to do this, and you stand there and try and endorse this person?
Yeah.
Now that I feel more.
Yeah.
Endorse.
Yeah. Because this is not your lane. You're an entertainer. Right. But we have civil rights people. We have people out there with a voice who have the information, who have the qualifications to have this conversation effectively. Right. So why do you have to do that? Yeah. David, when he fought Goliath, what they tried to give him weapons that weren't his.
Right. Yeah. Hey, on your point,
let me do what I do.
Right. And Pastor, to your point, Michael Jordan just went and got Angela Rye. She's going to be hosting. Michael Jordan has a little video coming out, and she's going to be talking about it. But like what Pastor said, of course, Michael is going to be on there because he's Michael Jordan. Right. After the Last Dance, he's a hit again. So he's going to let her do all the talking. So I hear your point, because Mike can go to political conversations like she could.
But my only point in asking that question was this, though. It was most other people with that level of influence, money, and authority, where people are going to stop and listen just because it's them talking, have remained silent. That was my only point. And when they have come out, it's been reactionary. George Floyd dead. Breonna Taylor's murderer still innocent. It was those cases. What I'm saying is, look, you don't think you owe people a responsibility. You don't think you owe us anything. And okay, that may or may not be true. But the reality of it is, your money, your stout, your clout, it all comes from us. And without us, you don't have it. All I'm saying is, it's funny how we can criticize the person who's actually working, even if he's making mistakes, even if he's not making the best decisions on how he disseminates information or whatever the case may be. We're crucifying him, but we're okay and still spending money on every other rap artist, every other actor, every other thing that anybody else is doing. We're still financially supporting them and playing their stuff and having conversations about how great and wonderful they are at whatever it is they do. And they're sitting home collecting millions on top of millions, and they're quiet.
Right.
Yeah.
That was my only point.
I love what you're saying. I would still say, though, Ice Cube can still express himself.
Yeah.
But have an expert sitting next to him.
Definitely.
I love what he's doing. I'm grateful for what he's trying to do, but he has proven by these latest incidents that he needs a wise counsel.
Right.
He needs somebody that knows what this battlefield is.
Because he definitely. What I will say though, what I've been hearing consistently, like, I think Ephraim, you said like you didn't really heard of the plan. So this is kind of bringing his plan to light. Like a lot of people have kind of missed it, because even I can see her face, but I can't remember her name. But she was like, she never heard of the plan. Like there's people that have never heard of the plan until this incident happened. So this is, if anything, is bringing more light to the agenda, to the plan. But to you guys' position, I do agree. Like he come on, talk about some things. He's like, yeah, but we got this plan, and such is going to explain this portion of it. Such and such is going to explain this portion. I think if he brought them on and led into that, they can, one, talk about it in more specifics, and two, take away his face from all the controversy. Because you know, right. Always looking at you, we're gonna keep harping on what you said. What you said. Did you say?
You're absolutely right.
And to pass the point though, like if the plan had some real power behind it, you know, like because shoot, I got a plan, you know, but hey, I think y'all should start giving us some money, you know. Right. But what's y'all not gonna worry about my plan until y'all hear, okay, now they got with E in 10 days, this coming out, like you know what I'm saying? It's not actual right now, it's just a
he said
I think it was more of the pressure from somebody who holds weight in the African American community, somebody who African Americans can rally around. And now you got 40 million, 35 million people like, hey, we want this. We want results, as opposed to, hey, here's a plan. But I'm going to make the same point y'all was making from a military point of view, because Pastor, while you was talking, you know, the Army just, boop, it just popped out of me. You could have Colin Powell, for instance, when he was the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff and he was running Desert Storm. Colin Powell was the most important, he was the most influential person in the military at that time. But you know what set him apart? Colin Powell had a general that was in charge of logistics. He had another general that was in charge of intelligence, another general in charge of communications, so forth and so on. In the Army, in the military, they call it the command, the battle command staff. And you got one person who approves or say, yeah, we're going this way, or no, we're not going this way. But he has a staff of people who does the briefings, who, when a question is asked, okay, I'm going to direct that question to A.D. Walker. He's been working on the intel piece for this for the last 6 months. Or I'm going to defer to Ephraim, who's been working the logistics plan and coordinating coalition strikes with such and such. That's what they do. In the military, it's not about being the person that has all the answers.
Yes.
It's about being the person who knows everybody, who knows all the right answers. Or knowing where to find the information. And this, I think this is a learning experience for Q. This is like an AAR. He can go back to the drawing board. Not even go back to the drawing board, but he can go back, sustain everything that he's done that's right, that we accept and that we need. And then the things that he didn't do correctly, okay, tweak those things. Move forward. You're going to have, man, we all know, every last one of us grew up in a neighborhood. Every last one of us grew up in a neighborhood with somebody that was just a hater. If you scored 20 points a night in basketball, when they block your shot, you gonna be a bum.
Yeah.
I mean, you can truck everybody in practice and he get you with a shoestring tackle, and now he better than you.
Right.
It's the nature of the beast.
Yeah.
Right before Terry dropped off, I was going to say, you know, Terry works at an auto dealer. Right. They sell cars, and Terry is successful selling cars on a car lot in Idaho.
Right.
Right. He's actually making deals. Closing deals.
Yes.
Selling cars on a car lot in Idaho.
Right.
I'm gonna get you a stat in a second, sir. I'm gonna get you a stat. Hold on.
Okay. I mean, how many of y'all got an uncle in Idaho?
Right.
Or a cousin, or a grandmother, or grandfather,
or somebody.
It's somebody. Tell me anybody that
the only friend I got, or person
the only black man I know.
In Idaho.
Right.
Idaho connection.
Okay. Now,
hey, you ready for that stat, Pastor?
Yes, sir.
Break it down.
0.9%.
Wow.
0.9%.
0.9%
of us.
Idaho. Okay. So in the
93% of them.
Right. In a state where we represent 0.9%, and the other represents 93%.
93.
Right. And that other, 6.1%.
Right.
Is a
combination of something else.
Like look, 3.5% of that is Native American.
Okay.
Wow.
Right.
Hey, Richard.
So can you imagine the mountain that he's up against? Right. and yet he is still successful.
Right.
Now imagine the general manager of that car lot,
Right.
standing outside introducing Terry to clients.
Right.
What would his closing rate be if the general manager says, "Here,
Terry,
my salesperson Terry will assist you. He knows all about this car."
Right.
They no longer care how much you know about the car.
Right.
They're going to buy the car because you've been endorsed by what they're familiar with.
Right. Right. That's true.
Good.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
You hear what I'm saying?
That familiar again, sir. That familiar again.
But that's how that should have been. That should have been part of the strategy right there. That should have been a part of like, all right, Q, we got the plan. That's one part. Now, how we gonna get this across? And that's. We I hate to say we went about it wrong. At least the man.
No,
I'm just saying.
I think it's just a misstep. I believe like a small misstep.
But come on back.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna say it's the first time this has ever happened, but it's the first time in my life that I've heard of it happening. So.
Well, the Black Panther, they had a good plan. They had that 10-point plan, but like
that was internal. But that was internal. That was in our neighborhoods. We didn't try to force the government to adapt.
Yeah.
We implemented it. See, with this is him saying, okay, we're Americans and we're not treated like Americans. This is what we need.
All right.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, Black Panther, they had a plan for America, but it came off more as a list of demands,
right?
Than it did. But they did ask that 10-point plan. Don't kill us. Give us funding. Clean up the schools. They had all that. So, But I'm with you though. It sounded more like a threat to America than a partnership.
All right.
But remember, Huey in all of his shotguns and pistols showed up in all black, like Ronald Reagan.
Yeah. Right. It's just told to stand by and stand back. That's what they should have told.
All right, I'm gonna put this comment up, and I got about 10 minutes to hash it out because I know we can go another hour on this because it's a whole nother topic in itself.
Okay, I'm gonna I'll start off. I'll let my brothers down here close that out. They are way more. They can kill that. So let me go ahead.
Hold on, because you're gonna clean up my messes. Because you're gonna clean up my messes. Okay, he the pastor. Okay, so I'm gonna say something, but he gonna clean up my messes if I make some. I know. Okay, so it's two parts for me. There really is only the church.
That's it.
However, America is a segregated place on certain times. So black churches have been the backbone of the black community. We can be what we've always been, but at the end of the day, I don't think it's the church's responsibility to change government. That's exactly why there's always been a separation of church and state. But don't be so ignorant to the point that we forget who Jesus is. Because Jesus was about equality. He was about right and wrong. And whether you were on the opposite side of what right was or not with Jesus, Jesus was that person who wouldn't be up in a church right now. Not saying he wouldn't be teaching, but that wasn't Jesus. Jesus, if you look back and our only example in these arenas is either Bible or Jesus. Not some famous pastor now, and if he says something that's not found there, no, he's irrelevant. And what he's saying is irrelevant. Jesus went to the well, and there was a Samaritan woman. Now, ethnically speaking, they didn't see eye to eye. Sex, gender roles, that wasn't the norm. But what we saw a Jesus that took what his father said. And that's what he acted in. When you look back at the climate that Jesus was reared in, where he lived in and he existed, the issues and the people who made sure he was crucified were political pundits. The Sanhedrin, that was a political body. The Pharisees and the Sadducees, these were almost like a political arm of the church, if you will. They were all about the law of the church. So it's not what the black church is going to do. The black church has to be who they are. Yes, you are a part of the church, but you're black. And if something's affecting you, you have to. It would make sense. Yeah. Now you can go hide in the cave. You can go get your own land and be hermits. But no, blacks that are saved should be pushing a Christ agenda first and foremost. Now, where that Christ agenda overlaps political inferiority or political opposition, or what's the word? Not opposition. Can't even think of the word. It'll come to me in a second. But when political oppression, when political oppression is occurring, then yeah, I think being black and being a Christian, you still, because Jesus told us, yeah, these people over here being oppressed, hey, you're supposed to be looking out for them. You're supposed to be praying for them. You're supposed to be caring for them. You're supposed to be covering them. Yeah. This is what the Bible says. So the black church, I think sometimes get an unfair advantage because everybody in the world wants something from the black church, but only a very few give to the black church. So if you're not going to give to the black church, if you're not attending the black church, you have no reason, not saying you individually, brother, but if you're not a part of the black church, you have no reason to call the black church out. Call out the organization that you affiliate with. And
D, that's where I'm at with it. Like I forgot Buddy's name, but and that's kind of why I'm at with all this right now. 10 days out to the vote. If you don't vote, I don't know if I can really talk with you right now. AD, what's the guy's name that just made the comment? 50 somebody?
334 Mod.
King Mod.
Yes. King, I'm gonna let Pastor go. King, if you just type in the text, do you attend church? Like I don't want to conversate with you about politics.
I think he might be asking a provoking question.
It's pretty simple. Go ahead.
No, I didn't want to interrupt Dwayne because it was a wealth of information that you were giving, but I wanted to ask King of I can only assume that 334 is your area code. Which puts you in Alabama, I believe.
He said, in church,
yeah. So the question, so instead of asking what the quote unquote black church is doing, you should share what your local church is doing. What are your leaders doing? Because the Bible, because you said you gave a scripture, or you didn't give a scripture. Okay, so you just have an Alabama number. Okay, appreciate you, brother. And I thank you for what you said, because the church should be challenged, right? The church should be challenged just like any other organization in the community that is for outreach and improvement should be challenged. Right. I just find it interesting that we like to call out our own. So my question, the Bible says that we overcame him, the devil, by the blood of the Lamb and the words of our testimony. So what we're supposed to do is spend our time building each other up and not tearing each other down. You say you go to church, but you're tearing down in your comment the very thing that you say you're a part of.
I'm just gonna put that up there. What
I think he was asking.
That's a house divided against itself.
Yeah,
which
we can do great things together.
Right, and so I wonder if your leader. No, I didn't call out IQ.
No,
I didn't call him out. I didn't call him out. I commended him for doing what he did. If we cannot handle critique, then that's a bigger problem. And I don't want to lose the point here. I said something earlier about curbside battles. Right. And sometimes I feel like certain things are curbside battles. You said you mentioned the word, but you didn't quote the word. You said we're supposed to obey them that have the rule over us. I want to give you some scripture. If you go to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1 and verse 13, here's what it says about leaders. He tells us for us to choose wise, understanding, and respected men from each of our tribes, and then God will make them rulers over us. Now that's Bible, okay? So we have to be careful when we say, you got to obey them that have the rule over you. Let's make sure that the ones who have the rule over us are the ones we chose.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's one thing, and then the other piece is if you could explain what it is that your local body is doing,
yeah,
while you're challenging other bodies, that would help a great deal, because that's not tearing you down, because that's essentially what I'm saying about Ice Cube. I appreciate what you did, but here's where you could have done better. Now, right. I am a local church leader. I pastor a church. What am I doing? I'm here right now talking. And when I'm not talking here, I'm talking to others. I'm a part of many groups that are pushing this agenda forward. I'm also a voter, right? Yes, so as an individual, I cast my vote. Right. As a leader, I share my thoughts.
Right.
So that's what I can do. Help me, bro. Right. Talk back to me.
Yeah. I think that's the thing. Well, I'm gonna let Pastor answer that one.
But I'm saying, why are we bringing up what the church made? Like, what is that? What are you
but not every church does that, also, brother.
Yeah, I wish I made 500 billion.
I'm trying to tell you, because let me tell you, I've seen the point.
Right.
We didn't make that.
Right.
So I really wish. I wish I made $500. Because Brian McCrory didn't make a dime from the church.
Yeah, and he works at his own money.
But King, what's your point in saying that? What are you trying to say? They made money, so they what?
I think
he's asking.
Listen, I'd love to get him on so we can have a conversation. Right now, we're going back and forth on, he's typing and we're talking. He doesn't have an opportunity to really express himself. I love where this brother's going. He's got something to say. And I appreciate that, man. I thank you, brother. We got to get him on the show, AD.
Right. And you will not be.
You got to.
I don't even think that he's trying to be rude or anything like that. He reminds me of the way that he reminds me of the way that I type question when I want something answered that I've echoed. I'll ask certain questions, certain people, because if our minds are in the same vein, then it comes out the same way. And to his point, yeah, brother, there are a lot of pastors who shouldn't be pastoring churches. There are a lot of crooks in the ministry.
There's a lot of presidents that shouldn't be president. I mean, but I'm saying the church gets an unfair weight.
Right.
And I just feel like.
And here's the thing, but the Bible tells us there are many that say, Lord, Lord, but their hearts are far from me.
Absolutely.
Right? That's not our argument. If we're expecting perfection, go dig a hole, jump in, and cover yourself up. Right? Revelations, when God talked to the churches at Ephesus in the book of Revelation, he had a problem with every one of them. Let's not forget that. Every church needed improvement, right? So let's not get that misunderstood. So let's have a real conversation that affects change, right? And I appreciate what King of 334 was saying. We cannot hear him effectively because he's trying to keep up with us and he's typing.
So listen, Kings,
really want to hear him.
Go to Facebook and connect with us on Facebook. Go to Brothers of Legacy. Once you see the go to this broadcast, any broadcast that says, "Yo, this is King 334," we'll connect with you there, and we can make some things happen. All right, but that's the only other way, like that or YouTube. But it works better with Facebook because it's it's more personal in Facebook land. So go to Facebook if you have it. If not, make an account. But most people I know have it.
We got the email address on there too. Can you scroll the email address to BOL?
I'll put that up as well. What do you say? Boom. Say it again. Let's see.
I love that.
Right. Absolutely.
There's a huge difference between the body of Christ and churches we know it.
Yeah. And then there's the true church, which we'll never know. Like if you tell me you saved, I'm just gonna believe you. I don't. The Lord will do the separating. How would I know? So when we,
listen, there's an old saying, I believe everything you say till you show me different.
Right.
Yeah.
Facts.
All right, my people, we appreciate you guys rocking with us. It's another edition of the Brothers of Legacy, where we don't stand out, we stand up, and we appreciate you guys rocking with us all week. Make sure if you've not shared this, make sure you share it. Make sure you're following. If you're in YouTube land, make sure you follow, hit the top bell notification so you get all of the shows when we go live, because I'd rather you hear live than on the replay. But if you're watching the replay, thank you again. And next week, we're going to dig into some other great topics and great conversation. Bless you, Cole. Thank you for always rocking and commenting. Michael, thank you for coming through, my friend. King, appreciate you. Listen, we always appreciate the dialogue, because it's how we get better.
Salute you, brother.
And amen, Richard, brother. Appreciate you. And all my ladies, Lisa, Cheryl, all my peeps that always come through every single morning.
Happy
appreciate
weekend.
You guys.
Happy weekend.
Have a great weekend. Thanksgiving's coming soon. I know I'm moving fast because it's going to be here like in the blink of an eye. We're going to be into 2021. Man, this year is going by fast. All right, guys. So as always,
Lord, please be better.
All right.
2021. Ain't no telling.
Let's see. Oh, hold on. Get these last comments. All right. Oh, Bianca, bless you, my friend.
Hey, don't call it that, remember.
Oh, no, I you know what? Miss Johnson in the building. Great morning. We'll see you guys.
He said Bianca again.
Yeah, right. Eddie said it wrong.
So as always, know that Brothers of Legacy loves you, but God loves you more. You guys be blessed. Keep pushing, keep growing. Stay safe, stay safe, stay safe. Wear your mask. I know you don't like it, but trust me, it's still out there regardless of what people say. Take care, guys. I didn't want to catch that. Good morning. Welcome to another edition. Good morning. Everybody.